Good morning. It's great to be with you this morning. I have had such a beautiful evening. All night when I slept, there was this excitement just kind of coursing through my veins, and it was this excitement of celebration of life and of the unknown and of embarking on things that are so completely foreign and so expanded and beyond the personality self that I have always known myself to be. I had someone write in, and they were talking about having kids and, how does one go about doing something when they've devoted their whole life to their children and they've put off their dreams and, they've not allowed themselves to truly live. And I think so many of us fall into that trap. We fall into the trap of practicality or obligation or thinking that we have to live our lives according to the status quo and how everyone else has shown us, how our parents and our grandparents or how our friends or our communities live. And to step outside of that box sometimes can be very scary. It can make you feel like you're utterly alone, or make you feel like people are looking at you and thinking that you're nuts or have lost your mind or are having a midlife crisis, which I'm not. But it's interesting, the comments that I'm getting and how people are saying, I feel like I want to do something, but how do I do it? How do I leap into something like that? How is it that you're being courageous enough to move into these things that you're saying that are bigger than you, and even more so sharing it so vulnerably and open and intimately? And I tell you, this is part of the mission, and this is part of what is going to be revealed later. I was given a mission this past October in my meditations. I was guided to do something, and it was very much like my experience with 1111 magazine. At that time, 1111 magazine was completely downloaded, and I was given instruction, literally heard the words, "Do this now. You will heal, and others will heal." And there was more that came in that message, and I just followed direction because it was an amazing experience that I had never had before. And this voice from deep within me was speaking to me and telling me what needed to be done. And I just knew when I heard the words it was truth. I knew that this was something that must be done, if for no one else than myself. And the same thing happened this past October. I was sitting and I got the message of exactly what I was supposed to do, and that it would be revealed to me in stages, and that I just needed to leap and extend myself. And part of the huge message of this is that we all have been carrying far too many excuses as to why we can't do what we want to do, why we can't live our dreams, why we can't go for what our heart truly desires. And we use all kinds of excuses, everything from being married or having kids or having a house or not having enough money or, what will people think? There's so many excuses as to why to say no to something. But rather than looking at what could go wrong with a venture or a dream or an idea, could you imagine the possibility of what could go right? Could you imagine the possibility of what could open up for you, of what could unfold for you, of what could completely change and alter for you? And for some reason, we have this perspective that if we are making a choice to do something, that it also means we're making a choice to leave something else. Who said that you had to make a choice between a family and a career, or your children and your own dreams? Perhaps you can have both. Maybe we live in a world that is actually the both and. Maybe we live in an existence that says you can have it how you want it. You just have to get clear. You just have to decide what you're willing to have, what you're willing to engage in, what you're willing to allow and unfold, what you're willing to be in this moment. Because it really is only about that. It is only about the choice you're making in this moment. And that choice is going to create the next moment and the next and the next. So what is it that you really want? And what are the excuses that you're making that are keeping you from that? And are those excuses good enough? Because part of what is going to be revealed and is truly revealed in the big announcement that I make at the beginning of next week is there are absolutely no excuses good enough to not live your dreams. There are absolutely no excuses good enough to not show up on the planet being the most powerful, amazing, creative being that you can be. There are absolutely no excuses good enough to not fully engage your heart, your soul, and your divine path. Why? Because the world's waiting on you, not as pressure. Simply it's waiting to receive the gift of you. I'm waiting to receive the gift of you. And the only way that I know how to help you unfold that gift and let you know that it is completely okay to let yourself go there, to let yourself have these dreams and take these chances and live beyond your excuses, is to let you have the gift of me going into the unknown, diving into the abyss and saying, I shed all that I am. I shed all that I have, all that I've ever known myself to be, to see what else is possible. Because the risk in this moment for me is not leaping into the unknown. The risk in this moment for me is staying where I am. It's settling into where I am and saying that that's it. So I ask you, which is the bigger risk? Staying exactly where you are and letting the rest of your life be just like that? Or leaping, fully leaping into what you would desire? And if you really sink deep down into your heart of hearts, I would venture to guess you'll find out the bigger risk is staying where you are and losing out on the opportunity of really discovering the possibility of what you are becoming. And that has nothing to do with doing or fixing or having to create something. It really is about just being the presence of you in the excitement and the unfoldment and the adventure that your soul came to have. Because everything that you do, create, and manifest, in the end, it's really just for you. There's only one of us here, and it's you. So come join the party. Until tomorrow, I can't wait to revisit you again. I'm loving this daily diary. I hope you're enjoying it too. Somehow it makes me feel connected to all of you. And it's quite interesting from this end of the camera. I offer you that you try it. Let us get to know you too. In love, of love, and with love, I'm Simran Singh, and I've always got your back. I'm always standing beside you. I'm always holding your hand, and will hold space for your vision of your highest, best self. Have a great day.